Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Mrs. Norris here. I just wanted to walk you through the assignment that some of you will be starting today. Some of you are ready to move on. Some of you needed a little bit of extra time and weren't ready at the same time as your classmates. So you might want to be watching this video to make sure that you understand what the directions are for the assignment. So you see in front of me here, I have the document that you will be working on. And we're working on leadership this week. The assignment prior to this, you looked at George Washington, and as the leader of the new nation and the first leader of a new nation, he could be considered a trailblazer, meaning he blazed the trail for all the people before him. No one else had been a president before. They knew what they didn't want, which was another king. But they didn't quite know how to navigate this new situation of being the leader of a new country with a new set of rules. So what he did, his both mistakes and his successes, they were looked at and studied by all leaders following him. So what you're going to do today is you're going to take that the idea of leadership and the idea of being the first to do something before anyone else, and you're going to apply it to a contemporary or a modern or today's leader. And you're going to get to choose what leader you research a little bit more and how you present what you have learned about this person to the rest of the class. Okay, so what I want you to see here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get rid of myself because we don't need this. What you see here is the note-taking page that you're going to be using while you research this person. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit. This was also on the Canvas page, but underneath the note-taking sections are these directions. So let's look at them very quickly. And I'm going to go ahead and increase the size on this a bit. So what you're going to do is explore this list of impactful leaders. It's posted both in Canvas and on this document that you're going to be working from exclusively. We have a couple of different cultural groups that you can choose from, and you're only choosing one person. So we have African American, Asian American, Pacific Islander, Hispanic, LGBTQ, and athlete activists. So kind of explore those lists first before you narrow yourself down to one person. Okay, so select that one person that you're going to research more about. Now, what I suggest that you do is that you select that one person and then you see, before you start filling out any information on this form, if there's actually more information to be found about this person, because I want you to take note of what it says right here. It says, make sure you pick someone you can find more information about, okay? You will not be excused from the assignment or any section of the assignment if you pick someone who does not have much information for research. So again, whoever you pick, go on Wikipedia. I'll talk to you about that person or how to navigate that in just a moment. Go on other websites, see if you can find more information about them before you decide that this is the person that you are going to do a deep dive research on. Okay. And then you're going to use this handout to record your research notes about this person. Underneath that are the biography project options. So the first three, a poster person, an actual poster, and a diorama, those are for those of you who are a little bit more hands-on and creative. Don't choose any of these options if creativity just really isn't your thing. I wouldn't say that you have to be an artist to do one of these, but if you give me a stick figure poster person, it's just not going to get the credit that you would expect, okay? If your poster is mostly white blank space more than information about the person, then again, you're not going to get the kind of credit that maybe you expect, okay? And if you have any questions or need resources for these things, please let me know and I will be happy to help you. The last two options would be a slideshow or a biography worksheet. So the slideshow will use Google Slides, and the biography worksheet will be using Google Docs. And the worksheet is similar to what you did with the George Washington activity. You do need to have all of the same components: multiple choice, true, false, close sentences or fill in the blank, multiple choice again, and a writing prompt. You also have to include an answer key with that one. So please make sure that you look at the information in detail and you ask questions where you don't understand. Okay, so let's go back up to the top. because I do want to look over the note taking that you're going to be doing on the person. The basic facts are pretty basic to understand. You're going to give me the person's name and their occupation. That's going to be their job, the thing that they're most known for. For example, if you decide to research Colin Kaepernick, his occupation was an NFL football player and activist. Okay. Find a famous quote. That would be something that this person has said. You want to try and make sure that that quote comes from different spots that say the same person said that. Otherwise, it might not be an actual quote that the person said. Okay. Tell me when they were born and where they were born. And if they have passed, tell me when they passed and how. If they're not dead, then just say, still alive or something like that. Like Colin Kaepernick's still alive, so I'm going to say has not yet died. Okay. Now, details about their childhood. Where did they grow up? Did they have any siblings? Where did they go to school? What did they study? Things like that. So details about their childhood. And these shouldn't be one or two word answers. So for example, if you read somewhere that they went to Cal State Long Beach, you're going to want to say Cal State Long Beach studied political science or something like that. Okay, if they had 5 siblings, you're going to want to say 3 brothers and 2 sisters. Maybe they have a sibling who is famous in their own right, who is their sibling. Maybe they have parents who are famous parents, or, mom was a teacher and dad was a construction worker, things like that. So details about their childhood. Include an event. Let's say, for example, their mother passed when they were very young. Include that, because these are things that have an impact on how a person makes their choices as an adult. They define their adulthood. Okay. Now, notable events as an adult. So things that happened as an adult to this person. So let's say, for example, one day they got stranded in a foreign country and that was a struggle for them to come home. Okay. Maybe they helped to organize a women's march. Okay. Maybe they helped to get signatures for a labor union in their industry or their job force. Okay. So notable events as an adult. Major accomplishments, that would be awards. Maybe they got a presidential award from Obama or something like that. So major accomplishments, successes, and failures. So if there's a failure that this person has had in their life, because that's what builds character, include that in your research notes. Okay. And then any other interesting facts about the person, you're just going to include on your note-taking sheet. Okay. Now, when it comes to sources, you're going to tell me the page title and the address, but I don't want the entire page title, and I don't want the entire web address. So let me give you an example. Let's say I am going to use Wikipedia. Okay, and you need to have at least 3 resources. Okay, so at least 3 different resources need to be included in your research. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go to Wikipedia. All right. And I'm going to look up Colin Kaepernick. Okay. Okay. Now, here's a tip for you. Yes, you can use Wikipedia for some of their basic information. For example, some of the information about his early life you can find here, his activism and personal life, you can find those here. But if you scroll all the way down to any Wikipedia page and you go past even references, continuing down, further reading and external links. These are going to be a great place to find sources that are reliable about the person that you choose to research. Okay, so he has an official website. That's a great resource to use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And then any information that I find about him. So for example, I want to know maybe more about the Know Your Rights camp. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to read some of that information. Now, if I get any information from this, I don't need, as your teacher, this entire web address. I just want this. Okay, just up to .com, .edu, or .org. Okay, so I would put on here Kaepernick, because that's like the main page. If I go back to the main page, official website for Colin Kaepernick, I could use that as the title. The Know Your Rights Camp could be a subtitle to that. And then where it says, so I would put, for example, here, okay, and then where it says web address, I'm just going to put what I've pasted here, okay? So again, I don't have to do the entire thing, just up to the .com. In fact, I don't even need to include this piece right here. I can not include that because that's not important either. Okay, so again, when it comes to the source, you're going to give me the title and you're going to give me the address. Okay. And then you need to have, again, at least 3 resources for this activity. And the last piece to this is connecting what you've learned about this person to our research about, or our topic of leadership. Okay. So in this first box here, tell me why you chose this person. What was appealing about this person? What drew you to them? What made you want to research more? Give me 3 or 4 sentences there. And then why I think this person is an impactful leader. Why do you think this person embodies what being a leader is? Why do you think people look up to them? Why do you think they get the reaction that they do, where people look to them for guidance? They see that the choices they've made are the same choices they want to make for themselves. 3 or 4 sentences about why you think this person is an impactful leader. Okay. So after you have completed this, you are going to download it as a PDF. So again, file, download, PDF. Okay, so you are going to download this as a PDF and you are going to submit it to me on Canvas. Now, if you are doing any of these other activities, the poster person, the poster, or the diorama, you're going to bring those into me when they are done. And if you are doing the biography slideshow or the biography worksheet, you are going to submit those to me via Canvas as well. Okay, and please ask if you have any questions. All right, so that is our Impactful Leader Research Project. If you have any questions, please make sure you raise your hand and ask. Otherwise, see you at the end.